velocity. Now, the time taken by the object to go round the circle once is called the period of motion. The time taken to go round once is called the period. Tell me, what is the period of the moon? The time taken for the moon to go round the earth once. It's about 29 days. What is the period of the earth? The earth goes round the sun in about 365 and a quarter days. What is the period of the hour hand of a clock? What is the period of the hour hand of a clock? It takes 12 hours to complete one circular track. Is that right? Whereas the seconds hand of a clock takes 1 minute. So period is the time taken for completing one circle. Now tell me, if period uppercase T, wherever we use the word period, it will be represented by the uppercase T. We will use that very often. Now, what is the value of the angle theta? What is the value of the angle theta in one period? In one period, the object in circular motion will go round completely once. So, in one period, the value of theta is 2 pi. Therefore, can you write angular velocity omega using the period? Well, that is not difficult. During this time t, so when this object goes round this circle completely once, during that period t, during the time taken by the object to go round once, the angle described is 2 pi radians. Therefore, we say theta equal to 2 pi when the time is one period. So omega equal to theta over t can be written as omega equal to 2 pi divided by the period. Another important relation. Angular velocity of circular motion is 2 pi divided by the period. Alright, take a note of these and keep all these important relations in a place where you can reach it very easily. So omega equal to 2 pi divided by the period, the linear speed equal to r omega. Okay, let's now talk about the relation between frequency and period. What is the meaning of frequency? Frequency, how frequent is the occurrence? If I let this object go around the circle, what is the frequency of this? Means how many times does this go round in 1 second? That is the meaning of frequency. The number of revolutions per second is called the frequency. The number of times the object goes round the circle in 1 second is called the frequency of circular motion. And we will represent frequency by the lowercase f. Now, watch all these notations. Lowercase f represents frequency. Uppercase T represents the period. The frequency f is measured in a unit called hertz. What is hertz? Frequency is the number of times per second. So if I say the frequency of this object is 5 hertz. What does that mean? The frequency of this object is 5 hertz. It means it goes round 5 times per second. 5 hertz per second. So the unit of frequency is hertz. And how do you write hertz? Uppercase H and lowercase z. if an object goes round a circle 5 times a second, its frequency is 5 Hertz. Alright, can you give me a relation connecting frequency and period? Is there a relation existing between frequency and period? Alright, let's take this example. The frequency is 5 Hertz, means the object will go round the circle in go round 5 times in 1 second. If an object goes round a circle 5 times in 1 second, what is the time taken to go round once? It will be 1/5 of a second. So look at this. If the frequency is 5 Hertz, then the period is 1/5 of a second. If the frequency is 10 Hertz, if an object goes round a circle 10 times a second, the time taken to go round once will be 1/10 of a second. So what is the relation between period and frequency? Well, if the frequency is 5 Hertz, the period is 1/5 of a second. We talked about this. That means the frequency and period are related such that one is the reciprocal of the other. If the frequency is 10 Hertz, the period is 1/10 seconds, and so on. So F equal to 1 over the period, frequency equal to 1 over the period. Alright, let me ask you now, what is the equation for the angular velocity in terms of the period we obtained in the last slide? The angular velocity in terms of the period. We had omega equal to 2 pi divided by the period. Can you write that equation using frequency? 2 pi divided by the period. 1 over the period is the frequency. So 2 pi divided by the period is 2 pi multiplied by the frequency. So since t equal to 1 or f equal to 1 over t or t equal to 1 over f, then f multiplied by t will always be 1. All these are very important information.